Today we're going to talk about the Light Phone 2. It's been 3 years since I've had this device. I want to thank you for your support and your viewership over these 3 years. Without you, I will not have this channel. I will not talk about dumb phones as often. I want to thank you for this opportunity to be in your device as you're watching this video. And I want to give you my thoughts on the Light Phone 2 after 3 years of use. First, I'm going to give you an overview. Second, I'm going to give you common objections that I hear. And number 3, I'm going to talk about the value that I have gotten, the benefits that I have gotten, and whether I think this device is for you. Number 1 is an overview. When I first got this device, it was just phones, alarm, and settings. It had hotspot and Bluetooth in there, but nothing else. So you could call and send text messages, but you cannot listen to music, you cannot listen to podcasts, you cannot get directions. But since then, the company has supported the phone. And that's the first thing that I would say that has provided value to me. The company is responsive, they really care about their customers, and they're looking to make the phone better and better every single time. So they're just not a fly-by-night company. They're not here to produce a device and leave it unsupported. They're here to support the device and make the experience better and better year over year. And I can attest to that. After 3 years, it just has gotten better and better. Minor things such as the Bluetooth now can connect to multiple devices. It only could connect to one device back in the day. It has podcasts and that have gotten more reliable. It still has some issues, but they're fixing them. So again, if you're patient and you want a company that supports their device, that is not planning to release something and make it obsolete, then I definitely think it's worth the money. Just because it's a company that supports the phone. But on top of that, they have just made the device better. They have made new tools like the directions tool, like the music tool, like the podcast tool, and more recently, the notes tool. There's a calendar tool coming up. And if you want calendar or you need calendar, if that provides value to your life, then I would say, think about this device because they are building tools to make this device better and better. And that's something that you don't find with a lot of companies. So this is a short overview. I have in-depth videos with each tool in my Light Phone 2 playlist and my thoughts over the years. And again, it's just an improving device year over year. And you cannot say that about a lot of devices in the market. Even Apple devices, they get progressively worse because they don't update them or give them better features or whatever it is, just because they're trying to, make you purchase the brand new device. But this device has been reliable and the company has been responsive, not just with me, but with a lot of you as well. They also offer refurbished units for those of you who have cracked your screens or may have had, the misfortune of putting them in water. So they're pretty responsive and they are for the customer. Not a lot of dumb phone companies do that. So I want to say it's been excellent in that regard. So that's a little overview of the phone and what it does. If you want to go in depth, make sure to check out the playlist. Number 2, common objections that I hear. And over the past 3 years, they have increased. First one is it doesn't have Spotify. It doesn't have Uber. It doesn't have a QR code. It doesn't have a app that I need to open up my garage. It doesn't have this Uber app that I use or maybe Grubhub to order food. It doesn't have a camera. Yes, it doesn't have a lot of things, but it was not meant to have a lot of things. The whole point of this device is to have tools. And now they have been open for collaboration with these companies as well, especially Spotify and Uber. There's a lot of requests of that. There's a lot of people that say, if it only has Spotify, I would put it in there. But the reality is that until Spotify really wants to collaborate with the Light Phone, it's not going to happen. There is a link in the description below that is going to give you the ability to sign in and vote for that feature on the Spotify forums. So if you want Spotify to collaborate with the Light Phone, make sure to go vote. Make sure to, tell Spotify, I want this on the Light Phone. So make sure that you collaborate. And the more numbers that they have, then it's more probable that it's going to happen. Same thing with Uber, same thing with Lyft. If you really want it on this device, reach out to those companies. Tell them, hey, there's this great device. I think you could put your app into it, make sure that you use it. And, I would love to have this on this device. I'm a user of Lyft. Now, there are workarounds for this. It's not that you can only have Spotify on your smartphone. There's other devices that have been made. There's a small MP3 player called the Mighty Vibe that essentially has Spotify or Amazon Music, and you can have all of your music in there. So you can just use that. You don't have to have Spotify on the Light Phone, but you can just bring those two devices. You can also get an Uber on your computer. So that's what I usually do. When I have to get an Uber, I just plan ahead of time. I bring my computer and I just go to uber.com, sign in, and then I ride. So yes, it is less convenient, but this device was not made for convenience. That's just something that you're going to hear me say a lot in this video. And then there's other tools, like the very niche things. I need this for second factor authentication. Get a YubiKey. That's what I did. Or talk to your employer and say, I need a second factor authentication device just for this. They will provide it for you, or your IT team, or your school. Yes, there's a lot of things that this device doesn't do, but that was intentional. They're trying to make tools, not distractions. So you're never going to see email on this. You're never going to see a browser on this. You're never going to see a camera just because it's physically impossible. You're never going to see some of those things, like, I don't know if you're going to get to see a wallet that showcases a QR code when you go into the airplane. I don't know. The reality is that this device is not made like to compete with a smartphone. And that was something that I learned over my first year. It's a device that is making you transition to a different kind of lifestyle. So now when I go to the airport, I have to go to the ticket counter or go and print it and have a physical airplane ticket. That's just the reality. And it's okay. They're still not going away. And maybe when they go away, I'll be able to print one at home instead of bringing a smartphone in order to do the QR code thing. So this device, a lot of objections I hear is also like, oh, it's not fast. The screen, the responsiveness is slower. It's not super fast. Well, it was not made for that. This is an e-ink screen on purpose. Again, the reality is that, as you see right there, it takes a couple of flashes, it refreshes, it goes into whatever it needs to go. And it's not made to be super fast because e-ink is not that kind of technology. That's just the reality. And you kind of have to deal with it for now, or just don't get the device. There are other devices out there. But if what you want is a device that respects your time, if you want a device that makes you transition into a slower kind of lifestyle, something that is not super convenience based, and a company that supports the device, then this is a good phone. But you have to know what you're getting into. Now, there is another thing that a lot of people talk about, which is the Directions app is trash, is garbage, it doesn't lock in. I will give them that. Sometimes the Directions app takes a little bit longer than the Google Maps does in order to get your location. But if you're looking for directions from one place to another, it will give them to you. That's just the reality. Now, this forces you to be a better planner. And that's something that I experienced over my second year. I got better at planning. I was like, okay, I need to go to X location. I need to go to work. I need to go to the cafe. I need to go to the post office. Okay, I need to know my route. I was more aware of the streets in my area. I got more aware of, what's happening in my area, if there's construction or whatever. Then I had to plan better. It's going to take me X amount of time because maybe I'm biking, I'm not going to be driving, or maybe I'm taking public transportation. So the bus is going to come at this time. We have gotten used to this convenience. It's there, it's at my fingertips. It's, just easy. And that's not what this device is for. It's not going to enhance and make everything faster. It's going to make everything slower. Even the texting experience, over 2 years, we didn't have the voice to text. And those 2 years, it was just like, I'm going to text shorter messages. I'm not going to speak speech to text. I'm just going to text something and it's going to be short and to the point. It's going to be slower and you get used to it. But those are the third category that I want to talk about, the benefits that I have experienced. And the benefits are quite large. Number one, it has made me a better planner. I have to plan my life around this device because it's not going to have the conveniences. I'm not going to be able to search something on the fly. I need to do the research beforehand if I'm going to go into a presentation. I cannot answer questions, just let me Google it because it doesn't have Google. I cannot go and say, I'm going to communicate and get back to your email as fast as you want me to because I don't have email on this phone. So I'm going to plan my day around it and I'm going to have intentionality behind it. And that was a huge shift because with the smartphone, you have access to everything. Hey, check your email. You can check it. Hey, look at this real quick. There is nothing worse than somebody trying to demand my attention. And I have learned to say, no, I'm not going to be able to look at it. You're going to have to wait. And, unless it's a life or death emergency, which there are very few scenarios that you kind of have that in your life, then it's not going to be that big of a deal. Now, I want to say that yes, you do have to plan around, you do have to be more intentional, but that's a huge benefit that I've experienced. Number two, my screen time has decreased just by virtue that I'm not looking at this device all the time with all of the different apps that smartphones have. That's just a reality. It's just a little bit different. It's a completely different experience. It's slower. It doesn't have all of the enticements, but I'm still able to get information through podcasts. I'm still able to listen to music if I want to. I'm still able to call my loved ones and text them. But things take a little bit longer. And I have adjusted for that. And I'm letting you know that if you want to make this transition to this device, you should also think about adjusting to that. It's not going to be as easy as picking up the device and having all of the conveniences on you. Now, the last benefit has to do around my mental health and what I think is going to come in the next year. I'm not perfect, and in my journey with the iPhone 2, it hasn't been amazing. I'm not going to say that my screen time has reduced entirely. I still spend some time in my laptop. I still work and I still go, sometimes I watch some YouTube videos because I love some creators, or like yesterday, we watched a show with my wife and it was like 2 hours. So, it's a good activity that we do, but we want to replace it with better things. And that's something that I've learned after 3 years. As my life has slowed down, I've seen the priorities that I want to set for the future. And that's something that it's not that this device did it for me, but this device allowed me to slow down my life and to think about these things. Because when you go out, when I go on a walk with my dog or with my wife, I don't have the distractions. So now I have more time for boredom, more time for processing, more time to talk about what really matters instead of just being like, oh, let me check the score for the match right now that the World Cup is going. Or let me check, whatever, let me stream this or be distracted by that. It forces you to have to interact with the world once again. And a lot of us are uncomfortable with that, but it's been a good thing for me. Now, do I think this device is for you or not? Yes, if you're trying to make a lifestyle change. If you feel overwhelmed and you say, I don't want to live this lifestyle, I'm willing to even switch jobs. If my job is not willing to accommodate me for all of these things, maybe I don't have the two-factor authentication app anymore, but I need something else in order to make it happen. Or, whatever it is with your family, they have iMessage and they're like, we're going to kick you out of the group. If you're not willing to let go of those things, I would say don't switch. Just stay where you are or find a better alternative. If you need WhatsApp, for example, this doesn't have WhatsApp. I still have WhatsApp because I put an emulator on my computer and I'm still able to use it, but I communicate way slower. I'm not part of the texting threads all the time. If they really need my attention, they're going to text me or call me to my phone number. So if you need all of these conveniences, just look into something like the Cat S22 Flip or the Xiaomi F22 Pro. These are full-fledged smartphones, essentially, but they come in a different form factor. So the Cat S22 Flip is a flip phone device. Still has all of the conveniences. I think the only thing that it may not have is Android Auto, another common complaint that I hear. It doesn't have Android Auto. We didn't have Android Auto for years, and we lived fine with our cars and our drives. So get over it. But the Xiaomi F22 Pro for international markets, Cat S22 Flip for here nationally in the United States, they have all the features that you need. They have all the apps essentially. Maybe one or two apps may not be able to be installed, like Android Auto or something else. But those are transition devices. Just get that device. If you're looking for another company that is an alternative, maybe you've tried the iPhone 2 and it wasn't your cup of tea. Maybe you want to try something else. Sunbeam is another company I recommend. Sunbeam F1, really great device. Very good flip phone, very good support from the company. And it's quirks. It doesn't have hotspot if that's something that you need. But if what you're looking for is just a great overall experience, if you're looking to change your lifestyle, to change the frame of mindset and get off detox from smartphones, or maybe you're trying to use this as a secondary device, something that you use in the evenings. I know a lot of people that do this. They have their smartphone throughout their day with their work, but when they get home, they turn it off, or they put an auto reply and say, hey, I'm on my light phone right now. If you need me for some reason, if it's an emergency, text this number, and they get a separate number for their light phone, which I do have that set up. I have a work number, and then I have a regular number that only my family has. and it has worked wonders. I think only one of my coworkers has my my family phone number, because he would let me know if there's an emergency that I need to attend to. But that's about it. And it has changed my life because it has allowed me to think and to separate the two worlds. If that's the experience that you want, get a light phone too. It's been great. 3 years in, I don't regret my purchase. And right now it's $250. So it's even cheaper than when I got it. So I think when I got it, the price was $349. That was the price, the retail price. And now it has dropped to $250 because they have a promotion. I'll put a link in the description below, and I'll disclaimer, if you use that link, I will get a commission. Now they just started this commission thing before, but if you want to support the channel and you're already thinking about buying a iPhone 2, that is a way to support the channel. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about the iPhone 2, about my experience, or about anything else, you can always comment below and I'll interact with you guys. If you have anything else, any other questions about other dumb phones or anything that I review on this channel, also comment below and I'll be interacting with you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your support. Subscribe to all my channels. I have the YouTube channel. I have Substack. I'll include a description below if you want to read about my thoughts and the things that I am going through. Make sure to subscribe to that. And if you just want to detoxify, you can also unsubscribe. There is not a bad thing if you unsubscribe, because the reality is that you need a break. And sometimes the best break is to just completely go off grid for maybe a day or two and then kind of come back into what you truly want. I actually did this very recently, where I went through all of my books that, I just took a day or two, and I'm like, I just don't need this. I simplified. I make sure that I only have the essentials. So do the same. Make sure that you only have the essentials for your life and that you're living a better life every single day. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your support. I will see you in the next video.